Fighters, today I'm going to answer a question that I get all the time, and that's, Tom, how much money should I spend on marketing my business? And I think my answer is going to surprise you a little bit. So let's go have this discussion now. Come on. All right, so I'm sitting here because I want to see some of the things that were written in our private Facebook group. If you're not yet part of that community, head to the contractorfight.com/Facebook. But it seems like every day we're asked this question in some way, shape, or form. How much should I spend to market my contracting business? How should I market my contracting business? And there was a guy recently in the group who was, I basically shared, I'll just give you a quick context here. I said, you need to have a plan. You need to approach your marketing like you're building an empire, not like you're trying to just have a high-stress job for yourself as a sole proprietor, owner of your business. All right? And so what I'm sharing with you today is kind of based on that building the empire, building a real business. Like if you want to be a one-man show with a helper here and there, and you want to go out and have a business that does a couple $100,000 a year, and that's part of your goal, or it's a side hustle or something, I'm totally cool with that. I'm not judging that. However, most of the people that watch this channel, most of the people that join our groups and our communities, they want to grow a business. They throw around words like, I want to scale my business and all this other garbage, okay? And so that's who I'm going to talk to today. If you want to grow your business, okay? If you want to grow your business beyond just a job, remember, there's an old acronym, JOB stands for just over broke. All right, so a lot of you guys are trying to scale a business and grow your business with the JOB mentality. When you market your business, that's going to get you nowhere fast. You're just going to be spinning your tires. So how much should I spend on marketing? The number one mistake I see that people make when they market their business is they start with tactics. Okay, a tactic is a Facebook ad. A tactic is a video. All right, a tactic is a yard sign. Okay, there's all these different tactics. Those are things you do. The right way to do it is to start with strategy. All right, strategy is the bigger picture. What am I trying to accomplish? So I'll give you an example here, and we go a lot deeper into this in our marketing boot camp that we have. If you go to the contractorfight.com, you can check it out there. And when I do our one-on-one coaching and in our 100K coaching group, we go deep into this strategy and tactic stuff. But here's an example. Strategy for the contractor fight since day one, okay? I didn't just start doing a podcast and doing videos, okay? Those are things I do to accomplish something else. The bigger picture, the strategy is, my goal is to be the best educator on planet Earth for home improvement contractors to help them bring respect and dignity back to themselves and their family and make the money that you guys are worth. So my strategy is to be the best educator. And then I ask, how do I implement that strategy? I started the Contractor Fight podcast, and then we have Contractor Fight TV, and we educate. All right, so that's kind of just a high-level, quick difference for you. So how much you spend really depends on your goals. I will say this to simplify this for you. Spend as much as you possibly can, all right? Just spend it on the right shit, the right strategy, the right tactics. That's why tracking is so important. God, I have so many notes here. I'm trying to give you guys so much right now. It's crazy. But I want to be very clear and helpful. I don't want to confuse you. So here's the deal. There's traditional marketing and there's inbound marketing, okay? Traditional marketing is things like a truck wrap, a yard sign, direct mail, all right, business cards, things like that. They're traditional. Billboards, they've been around for a while. Inbound marketing, content marketing, is about putting education out there, like I just shared with the fight, all right? And people will find you because they're searching for you. There's a very big difference. I do a whole big, long presentation on this, and I talk about content marketing versus traditional, or inbound versus traditional. Traditional is oftentimes what is called interruptive, okay? Somebody knocks on your door at dinner time. Hey, would you like an estimate for painting your house? You're interrupting my life. A radio commercial, a TV ad. There's a million different, the texts that you get on your phone from companies. That's interruption marketing. They're interrupting you. You're blanketing it out. And this is where a lot of guys waste a lot of their money, is they hire these agencies and these companies to create these marketing campaigns. And it's nothing but a bunch of interruption to people who don't give a shit about what you do. They're not looking. Versus inbound is about understanding your buyer, understanding what's important to them, understanding their pain, their pleasure, and answering their most common questions and educating. Many of you have found this channel because one night you went into Google or YouTube and you typed in something to the extent of how to make more money as a contractor, okay? Or how do I find guys, or how do I market my contracting business, or whatever it might be. You are looking for it. So an example of this in the trades might be, what's the difference between flat and eggshell paint? How much does it cost to paint a kitchen? How much is the average, master bathroom remodel? On and on and on and on, okay? What type of decking should I use? What's the best wood for this? Okay, people are asking questions. Those are the people that you want to be in front of. Now, why am I talking about this right now in this whole how much should you spend in your marketing video? Here's why. Many are wasting money on traditional interruptive type marketing strategies and tactics. I won't even say strategies. Most are just tactics. Okay? Yeah, I did these these direct mailers, and I did them for like 2 months, and I never got any jobs, and I spent 15 grand. Those things suck. That doesn't work, okay? Because it wasn't attached to a strategy. Now, I'm a fan of certain traditional marketing. Okay? I think you need to have your truck wrap. I think you need to. I'm actually a fan of billboards. I've made shit tons of money from billboards throughout the years. Okay, but they're within the context of a more comprehensive marketing plan for my businesses. All right, so I don't want you to think here for a minute I'm against traditional. I'm actually very much for it when it's done right and it's tracked. All right, there's a lot that you have to get right. So in the sense of like a direct mail piece or a billboard, guys, the message has to be right, and that's the image and the text that you use, and all these things matter if you want to have the ROI that's going to make sense for you to continue to do those things. How much to spend on marketing? The SBA, their rule of thumb, and I don't necessarily go by this, but I'm just giving you the word on the street out there, okay? And there's a million different opinions here. Some people are like, well, if you want to be really aggressive, it's 10 to 12 to 15% of your top line revenue. And if you're, don't want to be real aggressive with your marketing, it could be 2 to 3%, whatever it might be, all right? And all over. SBA says if you're under a $5 million company, they recommend 7 to 8% of your annual revenue. So if you're a $500,000 business, okay, that's going to be somewhere between $2,800 and $3,800 per month to market your business. All right. So 10% of 500 grand, if I'm doing my math properly, is $50,000. Okay. So you take a couple percentage points off that, 7 or 8, you're somewhere around that, 40, 42 grand, 38 grand, whatever it might be. There's no perfect number, you guys. I will say, when you track and you understand where your best leads and most profitable jobs and ideal clients are coming from, and you have all that data, you identify the thing or things that really move the needle the most and go all in on those things, okay? Where do we spend the money? I want to talk about inbound here for the average home improvement contractor. Guys, this is creating like content like blog posts that answer questions. I personally think if you're serious about growing your business going forward, that you need to do what I do and have a guy behind the camera like Eric there who's a full-time videographer. He creates content. He takes a video like this and he'll break it down into some other micro pieces of content that we'll use on different platforms. And I'm not going to talk about all the platforms right now, my friends. Okay, bottom line is everything you do in your business is a content opportunity. You think that tearing off some old siding is just like business as usual, whatever, it's boring. Well, that's education, especially when your crew's behind you doing it and you open something up and you walk up with a camera. And if you can't afford a full-time videographer right now, you have a supercomputer in your pocket, okay? Use that damn thing and at least start. So I'm actually a fan of spending the majority of my marketing budget, and this would be any company that I have, by the way, in creating content. Okay, here's another reason why. I'm the producer. I'm the editor. I own the channel. Okay, this YouTube could kick me off tomorrow, but we still have all our videos. Okay, I still have that, and I could put it somewhere else. Nobody owns my marketing. When you pay for traditional, like the billboard, if you stop writing a check to the billboard company, that goes away. All right? I'm a fan, this is personal, and it's from my own data. In all my businesses I've had in contracting and in this and everything else, the data tells me over and over and over that when I own the racetrack, it always goes much better for me and my business. We always make more money. We serve more people. All right, so that's why I'm not a big fan of third-party lead gen sites. Okay, now if you use them, they're part of the mix if you track the data and it works. I know a lot of people that say bad things about these sites, and other people are like, shit, I crush it with them. I have a client that for every $10,000 they spend with one of these sites, they bring in $115,000 worth of top-line revenue at their number. Okay, it makes sense for them. They're happy about that, okay, because they track it. So I'm a fan of being in control of my marketing, all right? Doesn't mean, like I said earlier, that I won't do direct mail or do a billboard or whatever, some of those traditional things, you guys, but I truly believe the heart of your marketing budget needs to be in you taking control, creating content, being known, building your brand as the expert and the educator. And when you do that, it's really, really hard to not kick everyone else's ass. So, earlier I talked about one of the biggest mistakes people make is that you focus on the tactics, not on the strategy. All right, so I want to encourage you to start with a marketing plan. It's like a calendar. You could use a spreadsheet, okay? And you got each month, and then what is the strategy that we're going to work? So I'll give you an example. Be the best educator is one of my strategies on my marketing plan. And then under that, I have all the different possible tactics that I could deploy to be the best educator. Then I assign a dollar amount per month throughout the whole year of what that amounts to for that strategy. All right, another gimme or strategy that I'll give you guys here to market your business could be we're going to provide the best experience that anyone's ever had with a contractor. That is a strategy. Okay, well, what are those tactics? Okay, it could be a way that you communicate before the job. It could be hiring a relationship manager for your company, which we've recently done in my company to level up the experience because it helps retention and repeat business and things like that. So again, most of you are going wrong in your marketing right now for a couple reasons. One, I should have said this at the top, but one is you're not playing to win. All right, you're trying to spend as little as you can in marketing. You think, one of the comments here, I'll scroll down. That's why I had this up here now that I remember. You know, this one guy, and this is a huge, huge problem, and it bothers me. All right, so this guy in this thread in our Facebook group says, our phone's hardly been ringing for about 2 months, but that's how it is every summer. He goes on to say, but I'm 2 to 3 months booked out, so I'm not touching the gas on advertising. Okay? Guys, that's a problem. That's one of the biggest mistakes. When I say you're not playing to win, you're taking your foot off the marketing and brand building gas pedal when you're busy. That's bullshit. That's why you're still in a job, a job. That's why you can't find people to work for you, believe it or not. This is a crazy paradox here. The more you build your brand, the easier it's going to be for you to get employees. Okay? Like all these things are connected. A lot of you guys can't find help and you don't want to sell more and produce more and have the pressure to produce more because you can't find the people, but the reason you can't find the people is you're not building your damn brand. It's not complicated. It takes a commitment. So that's number one reason that your marketing's not kicking ass. Is you're not committed. The second is you are not creating a plan and a budget and then executing the plan. Okay, if you say we're going to produce a blog a week, okay? Put it on the damn calendar and then do it, all right? If you say you're going to shoot a video on every project and you're going to do, you have to not just plan it, you budget for it, put the money in your company budget, allocate it towards that, and then execute that shit. That's how you grow your business. That's how you scale your business. Now, last thing I want to cover here before we get out of here. People are like, well, Tom, I get this. In fact, one of the guys in here, in this long thread, was like, man, I get this, but I'm barely scraping by as it is right now. Okay? This guy in particular, he's doing about $500,000 a year in top-line revenue, and he said he's having a hard time being able to afford to market his business. So my question back to him in the group was simply, well, what is your gross profit on that $500,000? And he came back, he said it's about $220,000, which, guys, is under 50%. Okay, we talk why 50% is important. One of the reasons, if he were selling that 500 at a 50%, he'd have $30,000 more of gross profit money to put towards his marketing. All right? So, be bold in your pricing. You're worth it. Don't settle for scraps. Forget the going rate. All right? Grow a pair and frickin' step on the gas pedal and build your damn brand. And when you do that, the money will show up and you'll have the money to invest back into your company, back into your brand, and then a lot of good things happen. You can afford things you couldn't afford before. You're not going into debt. It's easier to recruit people because winners want to come work for the companies that are growing and have a future. I could go on and on and on and on. So, all this to say, how much should you spend marketing your home improvement business? As much as you can on the right strategies with the data to back it up. Okay? And when in doubt, spend it, again, my opinion, until you have data for other things. I don't want to dismiss that. Some of you guys are like, for every $1 I spend on an ad on Google, I bring in $10. That's cool. You've got it dialed in. I'm not arguing with that. All right? However, if Google and the ads thing decides to go away tomorrow and you have nothing else to stand on with your business and marketing, you're kind of screwed. All right? So spend the majority of your marketing budget on inbound marketing, education, content creation, building that brand of expertise, and I promise you, this thing will be ringing off the hook with the right clients who are ready to give you whatever amount of money you tell them it's going to cost to do their project. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. I super appreciate you guys hanging out with me here today, and we'll see you next time. I'm out.